Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, hey man, appreciate y'all being in the building, man. What's up, man? How y'all doing? Y'all already know, bro. Before I get started, I would like to ask y'all to definitely go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All right. I need y'all to do that. That's important. That's the most important part of the live. If y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the page, those two are the single most important things because that's what help us get out in the algorithm, and it lets YouTube and it lets Facebook know that you guys are not just bots, okay? That y'all are real people and we not just doing, stuff to enhance our crowd. So make sure y'all hit the like button. Whether y'all dislike it, if y'all on YouTube, if y'all dislike it, go ahead and dislike it. But I just need y'all to hit one of them, dislike or like, whichever one. But man, how y'all doing today? Fanatic late. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna blame myself because I end up sending him the late, late. But he'll be in a second. Jake Brown was good. Was good. He said, like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, sir, man. Please go ahead and do that. My dog Aza was good. Hey, man. And I apologize too. I apologize. I really do apologize, because I didn't read none of the people that actually took their precious time to come in here and read their name out and to shout them out. So I apologize for that. I'll try to make sure, I make that a habit. You know what I'm saying?
Do I get an apology?
Man, you don't get nothing.
Do I get an apology?
You don't get nothing.
Me being prepared and ready and waiting on you lately.
I mean, bro, I appreciate that, but you could have hopped on about 5 minutes ago. I'm
That's
gonna just
crazy.
be honest with you.
That's
I
crazy.
did send the
It's
link late. I ain't
always
gonna lie to
ready,
you. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, I did see this. This Asante Samuel thing, and I kind of wanted to touch on that. Just briefly, just a little bit.
Asante Samuel. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I think he was kind of talking reckless, man. I do think that. And to be honest, bruh, it was a harder era, if you ask me. But for those who have not heard it, I'm gonna play it. We gonna talk about it. You know what I'm
Shannon Sharp,
saying?
Mr. Shannon Sharp.
Let's
Let's get
definitely
Y'all
do
into
that.
it.
think I'm
Let's
just
definitely do
supposed to
that.
sit here and believe
Fair
that
use.
Deion Sanders, aka Prime Time, is the greatest corner to ever live, and basically no one could ever be better than him. That's basically what y'all want me to believe, that he's the greatest corner to ever live, and nobody shows proof of anything in the past, in the history, his stats. You could show some highlights of what he did, and it looks pretty and whatnot. Yeah, I give him that. But y'all want me to believe he's the greatest player to ever
Yeah,
live
proof
and
in
the
the
greatest
pudding, man.
cornerback to ever live, and nobody can ever be better than him? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm from Lauderdale. I don't know where everybody else from, but I'm from Lauderdale. We don't get down like that. This ain't about respect. This ain't about big names. I'm simply comparing best seasons. And if you want to talk about T breaks and technique, I'm telling you what the hell the best technique is for everybody. If you're not T breaking, you're not getting to the ball faster than anybody else. That's T breaking. You're probably coming up an inch short because it's a game of inches. T break is known for a fact the fastest way to break to the ball. This ain't about names. This is about you proving that he is the greatest without telling me what they said, and he's a lockdown corner, and he locked down the field, and he didn't have a safety in the middle field. Nigga, what? The most interceptions he had in the year is 6 or 7. You understand what I'm saying? I had 6 or 7 interceptions in a year, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damn times. What we talking about here? I'm talking about comparing numbers and comparing stats. I'm gonna make it nice and easy. You can start from my 2006 season to my 2011 season. 5 seasons. I'm gonna put up 5 seasons. You do your research on my 5 seasons, and you can pick any season you prefer from Coach Prime Deion Sanders. His whole career, you can pick many seasons you want against my 5 seasons and do your homework. My 5 seasons against his whole career playing cornerback. Yeah, big talk. This big deuce here. Yeah. Don't come here talking about how good somebody was without showing the numbers and the facts, because I could show you that. Let's see what you get. My 5 seasons against his whole career. That's player shit right there. You feel me? That's player shit. 5 seasons against a nigga whole career? Can't nobody talk that shit like me, boy. You crazy, boy.
All right, man. I can't take it no more, bro. I can't take it no more. Now, I do like him as a player. I do. But what's your thoughts on that, bro? I already seen it. So I'm going to give y'all
my tea a little bit. Man, that was amazing. That was amazing. I'm going to tell y'all something, bro. Now, do I think Asante was better? No. But he ain't never lied. Shout out to Deion. I love Deion. But Deion was a more impactful player. And he's one of the most dominant. But he's not the most dominant DB to ever play the game of football or in the NFL. That would go to people like Rod Woodson and Ronnie Lott. They were more well-rounded, have better numbers. Rod Woodson can play both corner and safety. Most versatile player of all time. Loft got 4 Super Bowls, physical. He'll make tackles. He'll corner. He's one of the game's greatest. So, I think that we think about Deion for what he do with his athleticism and as a cover corner, but there's other aspects to the game. I think Asante he can have an argument that he is a tad bit better than Deion. It's unconventional. But he can have, an argument because Asante was a ball hawk. He was known for making interceptions. I mean, Brad had like 51, 52 interceptions on his career. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, but Deion had 53. He had 51. I mean, they got pretty. The numbers is the same.
Yeah. So for y'all who ain't seen it, I mean, definitely the numbers are
The numbers
almost similar.
Almost.
Similar.
Not almost. They damn near touching each other.
It's just that Deion excelled in other areas that that he wasn't able to do. So as you can see, he had a total of 51. Deion ended up having like 53, but he had more yards total. And here's the thing, bro. This is why I really think that a lot of people are putting Deion ahead of most. Deion can do special teams.
Yeah, he's
just as good as Devin Hester, right? On the special teams. Not just that, great lockdown defender. We already know he wasn't the best tackler, but he would definitely tackle you. We already know this man has speed like no other.
For sure.
Right? A lot more entertaining. And the era was harder. The era was harder. Yes, it was. I want to say, if you ask me, you playing versus the Troy Aikmans, the John Elways, the Steve Youngs. I think he also played with probably against Joe Montana, if I'm not mistaken. The Joe Montanas, right? You played against people who were very precise with their passing, and you still was able to make interceptions against a quarterback like that. And not just that, it was a lot more physical. The physicality was there. So I was able to do a lot more, and people was able to get away with a lot more against me than they are now. So now you got somebody like Asante who's basically, kind of playing in an era where it's beginning to be kind of soft. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, bro, if you ask me,
what the hell are you talking about?
If you ask me, not in the era where it's beginning. So I'm saying most likely that, because I misspoke when I said that. I'm saying that far as how can I say this?
I can't do this
When
tonight.
it comes to him, right? When it comes to Asante, I like him.
Much
I,
pollen in
I
the
just don't
air.
think that he had to endure what Deion went through. I don't think so. I think that Deion was just a lot more well-rounded when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, like the cornerback. Not only that, he had to play cornerback, he had to play punt. I'm just saying, speaking from an all around perspective.
He's more impactful.
Yeah.
We're not talking about impact. We're talking about
Okay. No, that's what I'm talking about. Impact.
but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about one position. When it comes to this position, stop acting like you were that much better than me when it comes to this position.
Yeah, man.
You're changing the argument. Then you go and you say asinine comments.
Hey, and hold on. And Lee Thornton made a great point. Nobody threw at Prime. So he was less tested. He was less tested. They went to the Asante Samuels because they knew that they'd get better results towards somebody like him.
Lord
You know what I'm
Jesus.
saying? So
Lord Jesus.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Pollen
I
in the air
kind of,
for all
like I
this.
said, I misspoke a little bit earlier.
Let me drink my
Because he
tea.
played from what? 2000.
2010. Play like 10 years.
No, he played from, it looked like it's the 2000s to 2012.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so when I was saying that Deion played, when I was saying Deion played in a harder era, I'm talking about the 90s versus the Steve Young, Troy Aikmans, and them. That's what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? That's part of what I was saying. But you said, "Oh, what the hell you talking about?" So I'm like, "Hold on, am I getting the errors mixed up?" No, that's what I'm saying. He in the 2000s when they started, you know what I'm saying,
airing the ball out where they threw more passes than Deion ever would have, than any of those quarterbacks ever would have seen. Keep on going. They didn't even know how to throw the ball. Like, they weren't maximizing passing at that time. They were running the air out the ball. When Asante came, that's when Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, that's when all those guys started to show up.
So let me ask you a question. With Asante saying all that, right? With him saying all that, would you say that him himself has the right to say those things?
Absolutely.
He could say that he's better than Deion,
Absolutely.
career-wise.
He could definitely say that.
Oh,
He could definitely say that.
Mm.
When it comes to that position, he has an argument to say, I'm right there where Deion is at. What the hell are y'all talking about? Because we're not talking about Deion's impact in the whole game. We're talking about DB, defensive back, at that position. Hell yeah, he can say that, man. He covered motherfuckers too. He covered Antonio Browns, Reggie Wayne's, Larry Fitzgerald's, Calvin Johnson's. He covered motherfuckers too. He was like that, bro. And he did it in an era where passing was way higher than anything Deion had ever seen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I think Deion is
Hey, hold on, wait. The past era with Asante Samuels was higher, much higher.
Yes, consistently across the board.
Okay, so just imagine if Deion
I can't do
was
that.
in a position where they were throwing more passes. Don't you think that his stats will be a lot better?
I don't know because he wasn't in that era, so I don't know.
Okay, but
Look,
you just said
if
it like
LeBron James was in the 90s, I think he would dominate. Other people say he wouldn't. Hell, we'll never know. We'll never know.
no, but you said it like, oh well, they pass more as if that somehow give him more of a,
Because your argument was it got softer and they was hitting harder and all that shit. Hell, Deion wasn't hitting no damn harder, so
he
it don't
went in,
crazy.
but that don't mean he ain't playing in the air. That don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't getting hit hella hard.
If anything, bro, they started to clean up a lot of the rules. They started to clean up a lot of the holding. They started to clean up a lot of things as time went on, making it even harder to cover. So I can understand why he would say, I feel like my numbers at this position, I feel like what I've accomplished at this position.
He said, if you look at it, basically the number of interceptions that I had, right, within 5 years matches up with Deion. But like Lee Thornton said, they were barely passing towards him.
Bro, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
Okay, so I'm saying
Deion was a better player.
When we
You
talk about
asked
all right, who got the better coverage? Who got the better coverage?
I mean, you asked me who has the better coverage, Ronnie Lott and Rod Woodson. But if I got to pick out of those two, then I'm gonna lean towards Deion. I'm gonna lean towards Deion. I know.
Okay, so if you had to select one, who are you picking?
Because Deion will pick that thing and take it back. But
okay,
I'm not going to. But what? It's not asinine for Asante to say, "Hold up, I'm around that realm. Like I'm in that atmosphere with you, bro. You're not a whole. You're not 20 billion levels above me. We ain't that far off, bro. Like we ain't that far. I can understand why he said
that. T Street says Deion was more flashy player. He says 3 positions, but numbers wasn't that high. Hey, like Lee Thornton said, I think he did damn near checkmate everything, right? He checkmate everything. You didn't, I mean, bro, to have those stats that he have and people barely pass to him towards his direction, that's amazing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, I'm not discrediting Prime.
All right, man. You said
Asante is there as well.
Hey, Ryan Harrison said, he says fanatic, laugh my butt off or whatever. He says, stop it. No one cares about the numbers. He says, numbers lie all the time. He said, what does his peers say about Deion at corner? Everyone acknowledged, says he's the GOAT, right? Who are we to disagree? Exactly. Says no fly zone. With no fly zone with Prime. They threw at this dude, so he's going to have stats. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They was going to throw at him. You feel what I'm saying? PA says best 4 defensive backs.
I just want to let y'all know. Y'all can go look at what Darrell Revis has said about Asante. Y'all can go look at what freaking Rodney Harrison, people he played with, Bill. Y'all can go look at what people have said about Asante. It's people that have said amazing things about what Asante has done as well. I just want to throw that. Peyton Manning even had said one time Asante was jumping hella routes and had him all over the field, like making mistakes. You can go look at what Peyton Manning has said about him. There's players that have said amazing things about him as well.
All right. Put like this. Asante is really good. I give him that, right? But his is self-proclaimed. His is more so self-proclaimed.
It's not.
They didn't have to. Deion have to go to people and say, "Hey, man, ain't I'm the best? Ain't I'm the best?" Like, nah, bro. They didn't have to do that, man. That man. You know what I'm saying? Career spoke for itself. His impact on the field spoke for itself. The fact that, and to be honest, bro, Deion was the quicker player. So he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about certain things and, being an inch off and all that other stuff. Bro, Deion was much faster and he was very deceiving. Like he was very deceptive with his game. He made you think that you had an open man. You know what I'm saying? His cover game was crazy. It was crazy, bro. So, I get it. But like Lee Thornton says, man, shame on you. Mario was good. He said, yeah, but they threw at him. He says he deserved a yellow jacket. All right, Fanatic. He said, Fanatic, you bugging. Asante, not even top 5. Shaking my head. This is why comparisons is the thief of joy. Man. Whew. All right, man. You ready, bro? What's up, man? You got because you know we definitely wanted to talk about coaching and stuff like that, whatever. So I'm gonna finish reading some of these, and then we can go and get into it, man. Um, he says they made it easy for the QB and wide receiver. Says Fanatic, you drunk, bro. They on y'all. They on my guy.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. Deion ain't in my top 5, but
He ain't in your top 5.
he rounds out.
Is not in your top 5.
He rounds out 6 for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
All right, top 5. I don't even think you have it. You just want to agree to disagree.
My number 1 all the time is Rod Wilson. My number 2 would be Ronnie Lott.
Okay.
3 would be Ed Reed. My number 5 would be Charles Wilson. Then my number 6, I would probably it's really tied between Darrell and Champ.
Darrell Revis and
shut down.
Baby.
Yeah, Darrell was shut down, but Champ at the same time, he's one of the most consistent, well-rounded of his era. You know what I'm saying? If Troy kind of creeps in there, but I keep it at Darrell and Champ.
So even all right, so we're gonna go to this. So even knowing what you know, if we got to do a draft between the players that you mentioned, Deion versus hold on, we're gonna go Deion versus your first pick. Who you going with?
I'm going Rod Wilson.
Okay, Deion versus your second pick.
I'm going Ronnie Lott.
Okay, Deion versus your third pick.
I'm going Ed Reed.
Deion versus your fourth pick.
I'm going Charles Wilson.
Damn. Deion versus your fifth pick.
This is when I go ahead and take him. And it is not because of what it's because he can do more on the field.
That's why I'm gonna pick Deion. Because he can do more on the field.
But if I don't need that, if I don't need someone who like hell, let's say I got Devin. If I got Devin Hester, then what the hell do I need? You know what I'm saying? Deion running shit back. I believe Devin Hester's more explosive. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on the need of my team. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the need of my team. But if the need of my team is that, then I'll take him. If not, I'm gonna take him because he's the best athlete on the field. And shit, Devin Hester might go down. Then I got Deion I can throw back there.
Man, Mario says Prime is Prime. Asante is a dog to Prime. Just was more athletic than him. He says Asante not better than Charles Wilson, Rod Wilson, Deion, Revis, Blunt, Champ, all the ones that you mentioned.
I wouldn't say Blunt.
He said he said, what the hell you say? Who cares? He said he not prime. He said Fanatic, he said, hate to say this, but stay in your lane. You
Lee. Hey man, I'm not gonna lie, Lee. I know it all, hey Lee. I know it all. In the words of a great man, never lie.
Hey, he says fire this dude now.
Asante played in a different era, but the argument was not if Asante is better. This is why everybody can't sit in this chair. That was not the argument. The argument was, does he have something does he have a leg to stand on? This is how I start to question your football acumen, Lee. I start to question your football acumen when you start to say he's not even in the same ballpark. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Hey, I thought I was tripping too, Cedric. He said Ed Reed and Ronnie Lott are safeties, not cornerbacks.
Okay, when you start talking NFL, this ain't you football.
Okay.
Right? This ain't you football, right? So in the NFL, a safety will go line up and play over the top of somebody. They'll drop into coverage, right? So a lot of times I know in you football, y'all play y'all safety up top and they only stay up top. They never drop into coverage. They never go into man. All right. So it's a little different, right? It's a little different. My real football heads, when we start talking secondary, right? So that's like saying, oh, I only play outside linebacker. No, you play outside linebacker. You play DN. You may play nickel, right? come on, man. Let's talk football, y'all. We're gonna talk it. Let's talk it. Come on, Cedric. We're gonna talk ball. Let's talk ball, man. So that's like saying a linebacker don't never be a DN. That's like saying a DN is never a linebacker. That's like saying a nickel is never a linebacker and he's never a safety.
Hey, shout out to Deuce, man. The most knowledgeable 10U quarterback out there.
I'm definitely ain't number one on my list.
He said, I don't even feel bad about not making Fanatic rankings.
Numbers don't lie. Rob Wilson was arguably one of the greatest of all time. Numbers don't lie. Check the numbers.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
The numbers, and not only that.
Look, Fanatics, he knows football. He knows football.
17
the thing is, he's just right now, he's just out of his element. Here's why. He's trying to be different. This is being when trying to be different goes wrong.
But it's not, though. I'm not lying to y'all. I really believe this. That's the thing. Cap is not different. They didn't cover the roamed Mr. Football Head. They didn't cover, they roamed. They didn't cover. So safeties have never covered in ball. Safeties don't they just roam the field. No, bro. So that's like saying backers don't cover. They just blitz. They just backers don't cover. They just play the run game. Nah, bro. What are you talking about, Cedric? What are you talking about? Let's make a deal, Cedric. Let's make a deal. Show me some film of them never covering.
You lost, man. You lost.
Oh, I've never lost. You know what's crazy? I've never lost a debate on here. I've never lost a debate on here. And today, I ain't lost this either. Nobody has backed anything up. I'm the only person talking stats. All I see in the comment section.
Okay, you talking stats. We saying that
a bunch of emotional I love Deion people.
Bro, nobody, this ain't got nothing to do with that. That's specifically why I brought this on here.
Anything football related.
Hey, listen, this the only reason why I brought this on here.
You're the only one talking football related.
I'm the only one talking, bro. Hold on, you talk about what is this? What is this, Fanatic? What is this? You saying I'm going off emotions? I brought this on here.
No.
This is stats right here.
I'm saying my people. They're only going. I don't see any.
I
brought up statistics. I don't see my people in the comments talking anything football. All I see is he better.
I brought up the stats. It shows that he's better.
Okay, so I never said he wasn't better. That argument has changed. You know what I'm saying? Was Deion in my top 5? I'm saying I actually agree that Deion is better. What I said was we're not going to pretend like Asante can't have a conversation with him. Then we moved on to top 5. All I see is my comments telling me I'm sure, but I don't see anything that talks football. PA, Ronnie Lott is way better than Mel Blount. That's not even a conversation, bro. Ronnie Lott is arguably one of the top 3 of all time. What are we? The man got 63 interceptions, 14 seasons, 4 Super Bowls, 10 Pro Bowls, 6 first team all selections. He's a defensive player of the year. What are we talking about? We're talking about a defensive player of the year. Y'all gotta come, y'all gotta talk numbers, y'all gotta talk not just what y'all feel on the inside because it made you feel good when y'all watch these folks. If that's the case, me and Ken would argue about certain people all day. We can't argue what make us feel good, y'all. We can't do that. We can't do that.
Hold on, man.
Okay, 4-time champion, defensive player of the year, 60 plus. Guess what? Ronnie got more.
I think I'm gonna open up the lines for those who want to come and explain
more.
I'm gonna open up the lines for those who want to come in, man. And call in and let this dude know. Bro, it ain't it sometimes. See, hold on. Here's the thing, bro. This is the thing that I want to say. sometimes numbers don't tell a full story. We know that, right?
I
We
agree.
know that. Can
But
we agree to that?
yes, but I'm gonna tell you something. When we start to have debates, something has to back up your argument. It can't be strictly what you feel, right? That's how debate. That's why people can say, "Hey, Michael Jordan." You feel what I'm saying? He never lost a game 7. That matters, right? Does that matter or not?
It
Those
matters for
things,
sure.
right?
It matters for
So
sure.
certain statistics, because it ain't about numbers, it's statistics. Certain statistics have the ability to say, "Oh shit, you know what? Those things back up," because people will start to discredit you and say, "Oh, well, they had this and they had that." So
All right.
statistics allow us to say, "Nah, bruh, let's bring this back in. Wilt had this. This person had this. This." We get to say these things about Deion, not just because of what we've seen, but because he has the statistical numbers to back these things up.
So how many years did Deion play?
Uh, it was over 10.
Okay.
It was over 10. Let me see.
I believe they
14. He
had it.
played 14 seasons.
So I believe that they had a statistic somewhere. I gotta find it. How many times the ball was thrown towards Asante Samuels in comparison to Deion? Bro, not even
Okay,
close.
so let me ask you this question because I think we're confusing not what we feel, but what we witness. Because I don't trust y'all eyes. That's why. Why you keep bringing up stats, not what we feel, but what we. I don't trust y'all eyes. Y'all eyes lie. Y'all eyes lie. My eyes never lied. Maybe 1 or 2 times, but my eyes have never lied. But so the question was, I'm not here debating because I think that's what the problem is. I'm not here debating that Deion was not better. What I'm saying is, are you telling me that Asante can't have a conversation with him? You know what I'm saying? Like they
No,
can't.
no, 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 no. It don't sound like he want to have a conversation. It sounds like he's saying that I am emphatically
Yeah, I
better
don't
than
agree with
Deion.
that. What I said was, no, Deion was better, but I don't like that people are going around saying Asante can't even talk to him. Like how bro said he got a yellow jacket. Bro, you sound crazy. You feel what I'm saying? You sound crazy, bro. Like Asante definitely will one day have a gold jacket. That's what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I know that y'all don't really be listening because the argument is not that he ain't better. My argument is, yeah, he's better, but I don't like the conversation of, yeah, bro, he can't even talk to him. No, what the hell are y'all talking about? He can. He can have a conversation with Deion. That guy was a dog. He's definitely up there with the greats that played at that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I think everybody is confusing. Yeah, Deion was better. Plus, he was more versatile. But can Asante have a conversation? Yeah. Is he a yellow jacket? Hell no. The man's a gold jacket. He should be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Well, PA says I actually watched Ronnie Lott in Rod Wilson. Numbers are misleading sometimes.
They're going to say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes in 15 years.
Patrick
They're going to say
Mahomes, to
the
me,
same
he's not
thing.
really even a good
They're
quarterback. I
going to
think he got the rest on his side.
exactly. They're going to say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes. They're going to in 15 years. They're going to say, Patrick Mahomes wasn't that good. He had Tariq Hill. He had one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's why I don't get caught into a lot what y'all say. Yeah, I seen this. I seen it too. I watched it back. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of it too. I watched it back. Watched a lot of throwback games with my pops because he was a big football head. Sitting in the living room made me sit down and watch a lot of these things. So again, bro,
Read
I
that one.
I've seen a lot of these conversations that we have. I see them later on. We say the same thing, man.
He says, why you keep bringing up stats? He says, not what we feel, but what we witness.
So I witnessed LeBron James be the greatest of all time.
Whoo!
That
Another
conversation,
disrespectful comment.
that conversation is a debate, right?
That is it, bro. That is another prime example of what I've been saying. soft era,
I'm just saying.
softer era, and he was able to do, basically they gave him every benefit of the doubt card. This man used to bum rush everybody.
I'm not here to debate that. I'm just letting everybody know that when we start talking what we see, what you see and what somebody, those things can be misconstrued. Those are matters of opinion. What you see with your eyes, that's your eyes. That's what you're looking for. Those things can be emotional feelings. But again, numbers don't lie, bro. It's just the
Huh?
truth of the matter. Numbers, statistics don't lie.
Bro,
That's
the
what
intangible.
gets people into
Okay,
the
all right. So let me
hall.
tell you this. All right. So why was somebody like Dennis Rodman that good? Why is somebody like Draymond is good? He
They
ain't
play
got
their
no
role.
stats.
They play their role.
They
Play their
play their
role.
role, bro, but they do way more than what the stat sheet proves. So sometimes it doesn't always show on the damn stat sheet.
No, what Draymond does shows up on the stat sheet.
Okay, just
What
like what
Draymond does shows up on the
so
stat sheet.
so just like what Deion does,
What,
right?
what Dennis Rodman did showed up on the stat sheet. We can
No,
go and
no,
look
it
up how
didn't.
many
No,
rebounds
it didn't.
and a lot of his
The,
defense.
the
We can go
box
and look
out.
up Draymond's assist, his defensive statistical numbers. We can go look up these things. These things are not things that we can't go.
All right,
That's the misconception. They
no, so
don't show up on the stat sheet. Yes,
so
the hell
little
they
stuff
do.
little stuff like running and save the ball from going out of bounds.
You can look
Or
that shit up on the stat sheet. You can look all
you
of
you hold on, how many
these
balls?
are analytics. These are analytics. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna give y'all an eye opening that a lot of y'all don't understand. Y'all favorite high schools, y'all favorite colleges, y'all favorite NFL teams. They use analytics. They use how many times does Draymond fucking dive on the floor for a loose ball. That's an analytic. They use it, right? A lot of y'all know about huddle analytics. You could buy the advanced huddle and you can get a breakdown of how many times on third down does Canteen run the ball to the left side? How many times on third down do they do this? What is their performance this? What player does this? What player does this? It's all analytical, bro. You can look all of this up. It shows up on the stat sheet. Everything we talk about shows up on the stat sheet. Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new world. Some of y'all old heads don't want to welcome it. I welcome the analytics of the game. I welcome it. I know old heads don't like it.
Let's read some of this. He said Ronnie was never a cover corner in safety like Mel Blunt. He says Mel was bigger, faster, and they changed the rules because of Mel. They had the same amount of rings. And then Darren says the fact that Deion is a game changer. If you what he says, if you there on his side, so a lot of teams didn't throw
Let's get
on
an
his side.
understanding.
Not saying other corners
In
wasn't
Ronnie's
good.
era, tight ends were really, really big. He did a lot of coverage, a lot of covering tight ends. He had a combination of speed, physicality. He was smart. For y'all saying that he didn't do that, bro, yes, he did. You can look at these. These aren't things, y'all. You can look it up. Go on the internet, type it in. What did Ronnie Lott do when he had to play man? You can look this shit up. It's not unlookable. What y'all are saying is what y'all feel, bro. Y'all are not telling me what really happened. I'm telling y'all, you can go on your phone. You can type this stuff in. It's on the internet. It's for free. It's for free.
He said Deion not even in the top 5. That's crazy right there.
No,
He says you double talk, bro. Goalpost moving.
Not the first time.
Hey, I'm so used to that part.
Not the first time I've heard that around here, man.
Hey, Derek Rogers says Deion is the GOAT. Easy work, but Asante was no slouch by any means. He says,
so let me ask you this:
legends
GOAT
from
at
the
that
different
position,
areas done.
or was he the one of what you consider him the GOAT strictly at DB? Not because what he did on the other with other things. When it comes to defensive backs, Deion is if you had to build a defensive back, you're going to choose Deion Sanders to be, yeah, this is what I would look for in a defensive back.
Yes, I'm gonna select Deion. Because that's one side I know that I ain't gonna never have to worry about. That's one side for sure. But let's go back to Derek Rogers. He says comparing them from different areas is dumb. Here's the thing. It can't be dumb if you got the person, one of the cornerbacks, saying that they damn near, is better than Deion. So if that wasn't stated, then that would be dumb. He says,
I ain't gonna lie, man. Comparing arrows that's what really will make comparisons fun. You feel what I'm saying? Without comparing arrows, a lot of shit ain't fun, man. You got to compare arrows, bro, because that's how we get good debates like what PA and Lee Thornton and a lot of different people saying, man, is
he said Bob Sanders, Palomalu are safeties. I take over Asante. People like the numbers when it fits their argument. Facts. Facts.
That's crazy. Facts. How is that facts? You never have numbers. What do you mean? You never have numbers.
LeBron got numbers, but Jordan is the GOAT.
That's a personal opinion.
It ain't no personal opinion. That man, they had a Jordan rule. Ain't nobody, bro. If they did anything remotely,
no. What's the Jordan rule?
The bad boys.
Go ahead.
Huh? The Jordan rule. If you come anywhere within a vicinity of the paint, you get knocked out. You get knocked out of the air.
That's the Jordan rule, or was that just how they played in the 90s and 80s?
That was the Jordan rule, brother.
Freak out of here, bro.
Everybody else couldn't play like Jordan.
Stop. Bro. The fadeaway distance was doing that to everybody. We're not doing that. You're not going to sit here and act like they was just doing that to Jordan. That's just how they played.
Go watch Isaiah Thomas and listen to what he said. They said that. Go listen to him then. Because you seen to argue with me when the GOATs are the one who was talking.
Bro.
They would tell you, we wasn't playing that. Nobody was scared of Jordan. Nobody. So when he came within a certain vicinity, because he had a damn near automatic mid-range fadeaway shot. If you come within a certain area, you get knocked out of the air. That wasn't like,
you just said nobody was scared of, they wasn't scared of Jordan because that's how they played.
But they played to hurt him. That's the difference.
They played to hurt everybody. That's why their name was the Bad Boy Pistons. The Bad Boy, they didn't make that name because of what Jordan did. That's just how they played the game, bro.
Hey, he said softer era are more skilled.
In the 90s, LeBron would have been even more because nobody had a body type like his, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. When they had, and I wasn't even the fastest person, right? When they had the hand check rules, I was able to stay with a lot of people. I was able to guard a lot of people. I grew up playing basketball. I was able to stick with certain players. Now, when they took that away, it made it that much more easier. For anybody that played basketball knows, if I can't check you on the hip, it's harder to guard you. But in the Jordan era, they was able to put their hand on that man's hip to be able to stay with him, and he still did what he did.
Bro, he's 6'9", 250, bro. There's nobody that could. I don't care about your damn hand being on his
bro.
head.
If you able to check,
and he's the greatest driver of all time.
See, here's it. That's how I know you don't really play basketball like that. First of all, if I'm hand checking you, I am playing you to one specific side, bro. I can control what side that you're going to go to because I'm hand checking you from this side and I'm making you go to the left.
Okay. Yes, Gary Payton can do that shit to a Michael Jordan. Gary Payton can do that to other. You cannot do that to a 6'9", 250-pound player, bro. That's like saying they can hand check Shaq. You can't, bro. Shaq was the most dominant player of all time. If LeBron played in that era and at 6'9", 250 pounds, what freaking point guard? He's playing point. What freaking point guard going to be able to hand check him? Mind you, at that time, Gary freaking Payton was one of the greatest defenders at that time. You're telling me Gary Payton is going to be able to get in a position on a 6'9", 250-pound LeBron James?
Yes.
Oh my God. Moving on. You football.
Yes.
You
Yes, I'm telling
football.
you that.
You
Yes,
football. That's
I'm telling
crazy.
you that.
That is crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Because I think your whole your whole take just in general is crazy. Because
That is
like,
wild to me.
because the thing is, bro, like the fact the debate was your debate was lost when you said that Deion is not even in top
He's not in
five.
my top five.
That's crazy, right
It's
there.
my top. I'm not asking for y'all's top five. I didn't ask y'all because y'all top five is not going to come. Y'all gonna say, man, he did this. There's probably 3 people in the comments that's actually talked ball. Everybody else has just said random quotes. Am I lying? I ain't never lied. LeVar Ball, thank you. Never lied. Never lied. A lot of y'all not saying anything related to football. I give PA, I give Lee Thornton, I give a couple people, you feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
Some
you said
credit.
everything shows up on the stat sheet, right?
I said
Like PA just said.
majority of things on a stat sheet.
it's still a lot of intangibles. So
I'm not
just
saying
like
it's
hold
not,
on,
but
just
a
like
lot
Sean,
of things can be proven
okay,
on stat sheets.
just like Sean Marion, how well he played versus LeBron James. None of that showed up on his stat sheet.
Why do you think that?
Andre Iguodala, a lot of that stuff that he didn't show up on the stat sheet. The
LeBron
man
had
won
whoa, whoa, whoa,
MVP
whoa, whoa,
playing
whoa, whoa,
versus.
whoa. That's a misconception.
No, it ain't.
LeBron was still the most dominant person in that freaking bro. Do you remember that playoff series? Do you know that there was a debate that LeBron James, the loser of that series, should still win the MVP? Do you remember that debate? Do you remember that debate? They
I
were
remember.
saying that LeBron should still win the MVP in that series despite losing. How the heck? We gave someone a finals MVP for being able to defend LeBron. That's the crazy. If that doesn't tell you greatness, I don't
In
know
this
what.
era, bro. In this era, that's crazy. Because to be able to guard him when you can't even hand check, that's some amazing stuff.
And he
He said,
still had
"Fanatic."
the best numbers of that finals.
Hey, Lee Thorne says,
He
"Fanatic, you
still, the
showing you
argument
have
was
no
still
idea
that
about football."
LeBron should get the damn MVP. Bro, people voted for the man, bro, to get MVP of the finals, and they lost. That's
Hey,
never
man.
happened before.
Hey, look, man. We need you to get back on track. I need you to get back on track for sure. He said, "Fanatic, you showing you have no idea about football."
That's a personal opinion.
Says, just take your L. Thank you.
I've never taken an L, man.
Oh yeah, you
Never
take
taken an
you
L.
took this one
In the
tonight.
words of LeVar Ball, never lost.
I
I will
thought
give
you was
Lee
the
Thornton
people.
credit though, because Lee Thornton, he knows ball. And I don't say that about a lot of people, Lee Thornton. You know ball. I can respect him. He knows ball. A lot of other people don't know ball. But
Okay, PA no ball.
PA knows ball. Cedric knows
Julius
ball.
no ball. He says he said he doesn't know football, bro.
I gotta see more Julius comments.
Ronnie had majority of his interceptions at cornerback. Left cornerback, I think. I don't know. He got LCB.
That would mean that he's agreeing with me. So
He said
he knows ball.
he says he said what it boils down to is more time passing the legend get discredited, unfortunately.
I don't think so though, bro. I really don't. I don't. You know, the Stephen A. Smith said something the other day, man. He says it all the time. Saying LeBron James is number 2 all time is not discrediting. It's not discrediting, even though a lot of people feel like it is. Just like when people say Michael Jordan's number 2 all time, that's not discrediting. It just means that other people come along and they are able to enter a conversation. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Yeah. 35 Loaded says Deion top cornerback of all time. He says Samuel top 10 for sure though.
I can respect that. That's his opinion.
He says Derek says he says facts and no cap. He said I'm taking Pat P over Asante. Julius says he said
Peterson, you're taking Can we? I'm finna. If you're taking Patrick Peterson over Asante Samuels, I'm going to report you for spam. I'm going to allow you to change that. I'm going to allow you to change that. If you're taking Patrick Peterson over Asante Samuels, I'm going to allow you to change that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He said he gonna allow you to change it.
That is
He said Asante shot. He said Asante shot out. He's definitely all time great, but not
he
better
said
than
he's
Prime.
taking Patrick Peterson
He says
over. That is
fanatic.
freaking
He
crazy,
said
bro. I
bet
don't even want to
stand in
talk.
his
Can we move
ground.
on? I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to talk no more, bro. We're just saying anything now. We're literally saying anything. This dude, we're just saying anything, bro.
Hold on, you mean to tell me that you're doing what you're doing exactly what you don't want them doing to you?
I'm
They're
sorry, bro.
saying their opinion, you giving your
I'm
opinion,
sorry.
you want
But
your opinion to stay, but
no, no,
then
no, 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 no. No.
my dude, Julius giving his opinion, you talk about spamming him. That's his opinion.
Okay, I can respect everybody's opinion about the great Deion Sanders, bro. I can respect that, bro. But when we start talking about, come on, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you this question.
It's not even close.
So did every game did Asante play everybody's best number one receiver every game,
I don't know. I would have to go back and
or
look.
did he just play specific side?
I don't think that's a question that I would even honestly answer right now because he played 15 seasons, 16 seasons. So to say every game over 15 seasons, I don't know. I would have to go and look. That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I don't just say shit that I remember from 1 or 2 seasons. I try to do my due diligence. I try to do my due diligence and say, hey, you know what? I don't know about that yet. Let me go back and look. Then I can let y'all know. But I'm not gonna just say, nah, he didn't do that. Yeah, he did do that. How the hell? How can y'all say off the top of y'all heads on March 25th, this man stopped playing in 2010? So you basically telling me you can remember from 2000 to like 2012 for 12 years whether he played primary on everybody. Nah, bro. Y'all
Where you lost me at is that you said that he has a great argument, but you saying that you wouldn't even pick him over Prime. That's why I'm really kind of like,
no, I wouldn't pick him over Prime. What I said was, but everybody acting like he can't have a conversation with him is crazy to me. But is Deion?
No, it ain't that, bro. I think everybody in here would agree that it ain't that he's saying that, you know, I'm amongst the greats. I should be considered amongst the greats. It ain't like he came like that. He's basically challenging people like what's his name? The great Shannon Sharp, right? And telling him all this stuff about Deion, and then he's saying it in a way. He's saying it in a way like, bro, I'm better than him, bro. Y'all don't like my season's been way better than his. Like, bro, I'm just that much better. That's what it came off as.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. He can have.
I said that was my first thing I said. Hey, I don't agree that he ain't. Deion's better, but what I don't, to me, that conversation was already over. Yeah, Deion's better, but moving on. You know what I'm saying? Moving on.
Hey, Lee said, he says Ken Wright. He said they had the Jordan rule fanatic. He said,
oh my God,
IQ is in question for real right now. Hey, yeah, man, I'm gonna need you to get back on, bro. Cause we gotta continue building this platform. Right now, bro, I don't know what you thinking right now. Hey, listen, hold on.
Having an amazing time tonight, bro.
Listen, Fanatic came on here with a headache. I just want y'all to know that. He came on here with a headache.
My allergies are, bro. When I tell y'all,
yeah, get him a break.
Allegra, I'm drinking my tea. I've been drinking my tea, y'all. Man, I got my throat lozenges over
here. Get him a break. I don't even want this victory. I don't even want it. I didn't beat him too many times.
I cough suppressant, so I'm not on here coughing.
He says Fanatic is right about the position. He says that was their style against everybody.
Thank you, Cedric. You know what's crazy?
No. You just said Cedric don't know. No, Who?
Hold
Hey,
on, hold
he
on.
just said Cedric.
Wow, he
You
don't know
just talking
football.
about spamming him, bruh.
He don't know football. He know basketball. But I want to say something. This is what makes our comment section one of the best comment sections of all time, bro. Not only do we put our comments on the screen, but second, we will have somebody tell Ken how he is correct. We'll have the next comment say, "Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Ken, you wrong." That's what make this comment section the greatest comment section of all
Hey,
time.
they got to keep us on point. But you, I don't know what the hell. Somebody gave you the wrong direction, bruh, because you heading that way.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? The correct answer is going that way. You asked the wrong person. That's all I'm saying, bro. We just need you to get back on point, bro. Show these folks that you really know what you're talking about. Because how we gonna implement, NFL gameplay if you having such a bad takes like this, man? Come on, man, get it together. He said, hold up, explain what made Shaq more dominant than Wilt.
In the words of the great JJ Reddick, Wilt played against plumbers and electric men. It's not even the same.
Oh, he did play against the great Bill Russell.
You know what I'm saying? I respect it. But if we gonna be honest, bro, he's not even the same, bro.
hey, bro, you thought he played against? That's crazy, bro. T Street says in other news, Rare has picked up 3 more Eagle players. He
I
said,
want to know where the hell you're playing at, Streets. I'm not going to keep letting you come in here every day and not say where you're playing at. But if you're looking for a home, somebody in Alabama would love to have you. Hey, T Streets, if you're
man,
looking
he too
for
Georgia out, bro. Ain't going to Alabama.
you can still be forever. I love Atlanta. You could be Fila all day and still rep where you from in another state, bro. Streets, it's time, bro. It's time. It's time that your son gets.
Thanks, Cole.
Hold up. Can I get 30 seconds to talk to T Streets, please?
You got the floor, man. Hold on. I'll do you one better.
Can I go on the top screen? Thank you. T Streets. You have one of the most dominant sons in youth football. T Streets, it's time for you to make that change. It's time, T Streets, for you to make a business decision. It's time, bro. And it's time that Angel finds himself amongst the greats. Amongst the greats. It's time that he plays with people that he can be dominant next to, man. And with people that will appreciate his talent. His talent will be appreciated in Alabama. And it's nothing but a jump and a skip, my brother. The same way that all these other coaches say that they've had people play from out of town and they make things. Hey, I hate to tell y'all, Big Ticket, he's from New Orleans. Meatball, he's from New Orleans. We've been doing this too with kids out of town. Streets, it's time, my brother. He will get what he needs. I've already plugged, sent his info, sent the Instagram. They would love to have him, bro. They would love to have him, Street. But nonetheless, whether you make that decision or not, it's time that you reveal where my dog is going right here on Matchmakers Youth Football platform. That's all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say. While Ken is gone, a discussion was brought up yesterday, y'all, and I want to know y'all opinion. Something was brought up yesterday, and I want to know everybody's opinion. I want y'all to stay with me. We had some people on the show, and it led me to ask a question. Stay with me now. I want to get the question correct. What makes someone a good coach? That's 1A to my question. And 1B, what makes a season a successful one? What makes someone a good coach? And what makes a season a successful one? I'm gonna tell y'all why I asked that. I was messaging some cats and I said RDU coaches are good coaches. And they told me these guys can't coach. And I don't want to make it about them. I'm just giving y'all an example. I don't want to make it about them. I just want to know what makes someone a good coach. Is it development? Is it winning? What makes a successful season? Is it winning a natty? Is it win a state tournament? Is it development? Is it all tree? What makes someone a good coach and what makes a successful season? So does that mean that everybody who goes to YNC, if they don't win the natty, they didn't have a successful season? I need to know. I need to know, bro. What makes someone a good coach and what makes a successful season? If you don't go to nationals, does that mean you don't have a successful season? If you're that caliber of a team, if you don't win a tournament, if you play in a lot of tournaments, but you never win one, does that mean that you had a failing season? Does record matter? You know what I'm saying? Does if you seen your kids lose most of their games in June and July, but then they come back in, October, November, December, and they win in majority of their games, did you have what makes someone a good coach and what makes a successful season? Because I hear a lot of he don't know how to coach. He ain't no good coach. I be thinking these guys are good coaches. Why? And then this isn't even about anybody particular. But there's guys that I've said are good coaches, and people told me no. And I'm like, well, in June and July, they lost games. And in October, November, and December, they won games. So you can see the development in their players. So doesn't that make them good coaches? Right? Don't that make them good coaches? Because they were able to adjust and get the best out of their players. And you can see the development that their players have gotten better. That don't make them good coaches. Right? Did they win every game that they probably win the big one? No, only one person can win the big one. Can we agree that Space City had a successful season? Or did Space City not have a successful season? Did Billionaire Boys have a successful season? Did Lithonia Lions 8U have a 7U have a successful season? I think they did. They didn't win a natty. They didn't even go to Florida and really look good, but they had a successful season in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Tell me what y'all think, bro. Did Boynton Beach have a successful season? They were the most dominant team all year long. They went and lost to the Miami Garden Ravens. All right, Julia says, depends on the team, honestly. When asking about a successful season, youth coaches should always be developing. Success should be based upon the goals set at the beginning of the season. Okay. So a lot of people's goals right now are we're going to YNC. So Julia, I got a question. If my goal is, if I'm the Wahoma Jack Boys last year, they're 9U team, really freaking good team. They should have went to Florida. They should have had an opportunity to go to Florida. But let's just say them, right? Really good team. They didn't even get an invite to YNC. They were screwed over and they didn't get an invite. Would they have won? Probably not. But they were screwed over and didn't get an invite. One of the hardest teams to play, Bessemer. Scored damn near most points on them. Did they have a failing season or did they get screwed over? I think they got screwed over. Right? So it's kind of, that's why I'm like, what constitutes, bro? What constitutes a good and bad season? You know what I'm saying? If my goal is YNC, if my goal, and I don't want to keep using them because I don't want them to feel like, I'm picking on them. But I think I have a good enough relationship with them where I can use them. If I'm RDU from last year, if I'm the Georgia Falcons, they started the season losing to the damn North Carolina Giants. Shout out to the North Carolina Giants. But they lost to the North Carolina Giants, who literally they had one player that was dominant. They ended up coming into consolation. And when I said that yesterday, PA made me feel bad about myself. PA, that hurt me. It really did, PA. It hurt my feelings. You made me feel bad about myself that I congratulated them for winning the consolation ladder. But then, Later on, PA, I said, you know what? PA can't make me feel bad because there was growth and development in that team. But then I started wondering, well, maybe that wasn't their goal. Maybe they don't feel like they had a successful season. I don't know. I don't know. Say GA Mob 8, you natty or bust. That's
Hey, I thought Lee Thorne was with Supreme.
just told you he with GA Mob. Shout out to Latonia Lyons.
I didn't know that. Hey
This
man.
Latonia Georgia Force, right? Ain't that
Huh?
Latonia Georgia Force?
Yes. I
Okay.
believe so. But no, I
So
didn't know. I thought he was Supreme.
let me ask you this, Coach Lee. And whether you coach or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna call you coach. Coach Lee, if y'all don't win a natty, but y'all are a really good team all year long, you see growth and development in your players, right? But y'all don't win the natty. Let's say y'all had the same season y'all had last year, where y'all are a top 3 team all year long. Y'all go to Florida and y'all don't pull it out. Is that a non-successful season?
Yes, because he just said is GA Mob natty or bust.
Okay. Do you agree with that?
Yes, if that's the standard, yes.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
yes, it is a bust. But man, let's get into it. What makes a coach good? Someone who has the ability to develop, someone who can let them know about schemes, right? Who can prepare them for the next age up, who can prepare them,
Hold up, hold up,
for,
hold up.
go ahead.
I like that. Say that again. For the next age up. I like that.
Yeah, so somebody that could prepare them for the next age up. So whether it's they in 6U, 7U bring a certain requirement of other things, right? You got to be able to do that, right? 8U, people are getting better, a lot more physical. 9U, same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like if you're probably like the 13 or 12U, you might want to play high school. I mean, not high school, but middle school. So then, you prepare them to play middle school, what they should expect. And just like if you playing middle school should be solely preparing you for high school.
Right.
That's what it should be doing. So that's a part of being a good coach. Not just that, teaching them life lessons outside of football. That's what makes a good coach. See, a lot of people, they look at coaching as just solely what you can do on the field. You see a lot of these players, they do be successful when it comes to going to the NFL or something like that. But the coaches never instilled in them how to conduct themselves.
Right.
Certain behavior that you display may put you in a position to where you lose all that money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that it's just solely about the X's and O's when it comes to being a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Helping kids, understanding life, to me, makes a great coach. And far as what makes a person successful, it solely goes off what the coach's expectations are. You know what I'm saying? So just like Lee, Lee Thornton, he's saying natty or bust. So if they don't win it, you know what I'm saying, then they didn't make the adjustments, or they didn't reach the goal that they set out for. So it's always depending on, what I'm saying, the coaches and them being realistic. That's determine the level of success, what I'm saying, that the team has, but yeah, bro. That was a good question. I ain't gonna lie.
Question there?
Huh?
Can I ask you about a few teams?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to answer. And I want you to tell me if they had. I want you to put up what Rashawn Melvin said first. I want you to put what Rashawn Melvin was.
Hey, shout out to Rashawn too. Shout out to Joe Medley.
Read this one, man. Read this one.
Joe was good. He says good. He says good coaches understand how to prepare their team to have a successful season. If I have a development team, did my kids show improvement? If it's Y and C caliber teams and didn't win, it's a failure.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you about some teams, and I just want you to give me your opinion on if they. Yeah, he making me sound like I ain't got no damn neck. On if they If they had a successful season.
What's good? What's
Fort
good, man?
Lauderdale Hurricanes 12U.
You said Fort Lauderdale Hurricane 12. You what?
For a lot of did they have a successful season or was they season a failure? There are winners at YNC, winners at AYF. We can't say we can't politic it either.
Well, they succeeded in YNC and they failed in AYL.
Was it season a success or not?
I mean, it was a success. They came up short,
Okay.
but it was a success because they brought home, at what they would consider full strength, a championship.
Space City 8U. Was their season a success or no?
Oh, definitely a success.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't think nobody expected them to come to beat, certain teams. Right? They came, they beat a lot of good teams. And I mean, the coaches knew how good they were, but not many other people. So I believe, if the coaches any way that I believe that they are, I think that they may feel like it was a failure because they felt like their team was good enough. But in my personal opinion, in my eyes, I think they were successful.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I had another one. They just damn now it just escaped. Oh, SED. The SED Wolverines 10U. Did they have a successful season?
Yes.
Okay.
They made it to, play versus Voodoo. And who did what they does, like, which is win. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna ask you like 2 or 3 more.
okay.
It's fun to me. I'm not gonna lie. Because I like the because what you're showing, the reason I like it is because you're showing variation. You're doing what I think Coach Melvin kind of talked about, where it depends on who you are. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna ask a few more. I'm gonna
Okay.
ask a few more. The Mac Dolphins, they won AYF, but they lost when they played, like teams like Voodoo
Versus Voodoo.
Yeah, but they have a success.
Well, the reason why I still feel like McDolphins were successful was because even though they lost to Voodoo pretty bad, they did have a certain level of success. They just didn't have enough. So I think, far as the season goes, they won, they won the prize that they had their eyes on. You see what I'm saying? They lost to Voodoo, but they won, what I'm saying, the AYF. And I just think that this season is going to attract more people for them. So yes, they won in different areas. You know,
This one gonna be a good one. The
okay.
Georgia Eagles 11U.
The Georgia Eagles, definitely a failure.
Wow.
It was success. I mean, they had a successful season, but they failed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the fact that you winning all your games and lost the championship, it was a failure.
Can I ask you like 2 more?
Go ahead, man.
The Miami Gardner Ravens 11U.
This year.
AYF champions.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have a successful season or was it a failure to you?
Well, to be honest, bro, just by looking at Beast In, how them kids kind of just laid down, they were diving before he was even in the area. I'm going to say it wasn't a successful season. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because they lost in YNC, right? They lost in YNC, and then they end up winning AYF, which I don't think that 11U was as strong. So winning that, to me, I don't believe that they get as much kudos as most people gave them.
The 9U Georgia Eagles.
Failure.
Wow.
Because my expectations when they got those players, my expectations was for them to win.
Mind you, they were losing before that though.
No, I know. Once they got
better.
Once they got Deuce.
Okay.
Once they acquired a couple more other pieces, my expectation was championship or bust. And not just that, they showed you that they were good enough to beat the number one team. They did that. But then, even though I equated to coaching, not putting them in the right position to win, I still believe that the fact that they didn't win, it was a failure of the season, because I just had a debate, the other day, where I was saying I believe that Georgia Eagles, RDE, had the better roster. You know what I'm saying? It had the better team. So in that regard, yes, I believe it was a failure.
Julius Barnes.
Successful because they got there, but a failure that they didn't get it done.
Julius Barnes said something very interesting. He said, "Natty or bust at 8 and under is insane to me." What do you think about that comment?
Well, the fact that coach said it, he put that expectation on himself.
Okay,
Like I wouldn't even say natty or bust when it comes to Supreme,
I
to
agree.
be honest.
I agree.
But if that's the standard that coach is, putting on his kids, then I got, who am I to go against that?
Okay. Adamsville Tigers, Billionaire Boys. They lost in the semifinals to
Oh
Red
nah,
Reed in
yeah.
a very close game, Ken. That was one of them games I wouldn't believe that was probably one of the more exciting games of ever. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think me and Ken can really sit down and tell y'all what the exciting games at AYF the past year was. I don't know if you got to watch that one. That was one of them ones. Billionaire Boys versus Red Breed. That game should go down as one of the more exciting on your edge freaking games of YNC. That shit was amazing, man. Like the first half of Voodoo versus Bugatti. I don't even got it's just
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
games
too.
at YNC, bro, where there's an aura. You know what I'm saying? There's an aura of that's like it makes you feel nostalgia. But okay, I'm gonna ask you like two more. I'm gonna ask you like two more, and then I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done. I'm not gonna go below 8 because I kind of like what my guy said. The Miami Garden Ravens 13U. They made it to YNC championship. Now they didn't score. I think they got like 20 ball, but they made it to a championship.
Okay.
Did they have a successful season or not?
No. And the reason why I'm going, because I'm looking at Rod Mack and just the kind of coach that I believe him to be, his standard, which is the reason he end up going to play in YNC, because he's usually a AYF guy, right? He went to go play versus to get his his bike back, that Rare Breed still have, at the YNC. So they end up playing them in the championship and they lost again. This time they lost in dominant fashion. Not just that, they went to AYF and played versus the OG Ducks and they lost to them. And they were getting beat pretty bad, in that game as well. So no, it was not a successful season. And I'm only judging by what I believe Coach Rod Mack, standards were.
This is fun. This is shout out to Now. Now said I think Bessemer. Oh, go ahead. I think Bessemer had better coaching. I don't think RDE Eagles had a completely dominant offensive scheme with Coach Mark being over them. Now with Rare having a good offensive mind, it will be good. We'll see.
You will see.
You know, I think anybody that doesn't believe that RDE will be better is naive. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That those players will be better. It's naive. It's naive thinking or whatever. Alpha Dogs, C1N champs, the runners themselves. That the Alpha Dogs who left YNC, but they did win C1N. This is tricky. Did they have a successful season?
They won it. So I gotta go ahead, even though I told Coach repeatedly I don't agree. And I also said I didn't agree with the merge. However, I do think they had a successful season. I thought that they had a good chance of winning it because they had just beat Osceola in a state. So I thought they were a hot team. Number 3 was, on his thing. I mean, doing his thing, right? He was on a high. And what happened when they played versus Voodoo, I mean, not Voodoo, I'm sorry, Lambeau, it displayed what I already believed about the team. So I just think that, they did have a successful season, but it was a failure far as the amount of exposure they would have gotten had they played in YNC.
So I'm confused. I'm confused because you said both.
No. It's a success far as the season, but it's a failure to kind of capitalize on the exposure that they would have gotten.
I'm confused because you said both. Is it a success or failure?
Bro, 2 of the things can exist at one time.
No. Either you
It was a
succeeded or you
success.
failed.
It was success. They won their championship.
Okay. I want to get some of my AYF people. I don't want to leave them out. The North Philly Blackhawks 12. They went to a AYF championship.
Failure. North Philly, and I was repping for North Philly for a minute, man. And I kind of had to go with Bounty Boys for the simple fact Coach didn't even want to play them. Coach didn't want to play them. They had to make it and have the harder schedule to basically to the championship in order to play versus them. So I give that a failure because they made Bounty Boys jump through the hoop. And on top of that, I seen at the fact that one of the coaches posted that they trying to have a spring game already. I said, no, you ain't got the audacity to try to ask for a game after you sat there and made a team literally wait to the championship to play versus y'all. You got the nerve? Do you got the nerve, bro? You literally, bro. I can't get the, you know what I'm saying, the coaches that come on here for the life of me. Cause I need to ask Coach, what the hell was you thinking to ask for a game to fix your lip? You should have glued your mouth with some damn crazy glue before you even thought about that. Bro, you should have never asked for a game. You got the nerves to ask in the spring. The damn season ain't even started yet. You got the nerves to ask. You should have been like, man, we'll see y'all in the championship. That's the same advice you should have gave yourself. Like I told my dog, Champ Cheese. Champ, I don't even think they're going to win now. I'm getting scared vibes right now.
13U is tough, bro. 13U is tough, bro.
Yeah, man, that's crazy work.
That's the OG Ducks, man. Like every year, they're gonna like. Don't think they ain't gonna have. I haven't seen much. It's one of the first years I haven't seen much from my OG Ducks 13U. Just being put out there. I'm gonna have to really go investigate, but that's the OG Ducks territory for sure. I want to ask 2 more. The So Icy Boys 9U.
Was it a failure?
Success or failure?
Well, I gotta stay consistent with what I said. Coach Cal came on here and said that they were going to win it. They didn't win it. It was a failure.
Okay. The Messenger Tigers 7U, who made it to all the way to the championship but lost to the Supreme. What do you think?
This standard is a little different.
It is.
Supreme, as I've been saying, is about 2 years better than most teams, than the majority of the teams, all of the teams, most of the teams. And so I'm going to say that it actually was a success.
I agree.
Actually was a success. Rashawn says this will be crazy. Just remember, I told y'all Houston Wolfpack has the best coaching staff in America at 10U. Hey, man, we got to see it to believe it. He says, no doubt about it. Bessemer does a good job. Rare Breeze, Coach Mark solid. So Icy learning. They for sure.
Let me ask you that. How do you feel about that? Do you think So Icy is learning?
So Icy definitely learning. They just ain't learned how to make the proper adjustments versus Bessemer.
Okay.
Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't get it. I'm seeing things, bro, and I'm like, no, 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 you're not doing that, bro.
With
It's
progress, with
huh?
Progress Village, Lauderdale, Bessemer, SED, Mac, Southfield, Ferrari Boys, all going to 11U. Is there do you believe that Voodoo will get knocked off at 11 before Supreme gets knocked off at 8? Who's going to get knocked off first? If you had to choose,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Voodoo get knocked off at 11 with, again, the Mac Dolphins, who we said, what are they, a running back away?
Yes.
Southfield, SED, they're past, they can grow that passing game. The Bessemer Tigers, they were solid. Bugatti Boys, again, shout out to Queen. She the plug. Going through some things, but she the plug. She said they ain't lost nothing. She said I can say her name. Shout out to Queen. Bugatti Boys ain't lost nothing. They're only added. Miami Garden
Well,
Race.
they lost some for sure.
Progress.
Now they getting better. Let's talk about them.
She said they ain't lost nothing of substance. I'm just
Man, bro, we know. Shout out to Queen.
I'm telling you what
Shout
the
out,
Queen
no,
say.
hey, bro, I got the truth serum in me tonight. Okay, shout out.
Let's
to
go.
Queen. Shout out to Queen B.
Shout out to my tea that's making. Shout out to this green tea.
We know that's a lie. We seen it ourselves. We looked at the damn game and seen only one coach on the sideline.
She said they back. She said they back, bro.
Huh?
They back.
Who back?
This is Florida, bro. They forgive and forget, bro. This is Florida ball.
That's crazy work right there.
This is Florida ball, bro. They move forward. They move forward. They move forward.
And one of them must got slapped up with by one of them damn iguanas.
Hey,
by
mistake. Said Supreme gets knocked off before Voodoo.
Okay, bro. That's the toughest question that you asked me, bro. Now, this is 11U.
This is 11U.
I told you, if Voodoo do not have a passing presence, they're in trouble this year. If they do not have a passing presence, they are in trouble. Because I think a lot of these teams are specifically building, for them. And I think they're going to be a lot faster, physical. You saw what Bugatti was bringing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they're not able, and they were getting stops. They were getting stops. It's just that Voodoo does what they do. They did what they does, like, which is they make the proper adjustments. However, Coach Batman is a great coach. We already know that. And the thing about it is, I would like to see, even though I got no horse in the race, I don't care who win. I'm not picking nobody. But I would love to see Voodoo be able to, go from 6U, win it in all the way to the 13U. I would love to see that. That'd be something amazing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To see. But like we just been seeing, 11U hasn't been that kind to many teams.
Changes. Y'all, what happened to the ATM, y'all? What happened to ATM? For all my people that know, where the hell is the ATM kids at? Where did they all go? Where did all those ATM kids go? Is there a new team?
BP.
Them kids ain't there no more, bro.
Georgia Power Elite.
Georgia Power Elite. That's what they're called now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's where they at.
Yeah, Georgia Power Elite. Why do you think they do that move, bro? What makes them do that?
Go from ATO Elite to Georgia Power Elite.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, to be honest, I don't know why a lot of people do certain things, bro. Because the ATL Elite brand, bro, it attracts a lot of people. It building the brand. So to go to,
hey, bro, you cool, bro? Cause you on one tonight.
Yeah, I ain't nothing making sense right now, man. I told you, bro. I got that truth serum in me, man.
I don't know why people do a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know why people do. I guess it's the idea of looking busy. Because I don't know why you would go from now. If I was going to change anything, I would have changed ATM boys. I would have kept the ATL elite, but I'm not sure if they even with the organization. That's what make people question things. Damn, are they even with ATL elite still? You know, because you ain't got none of their name. Everybody damn near it was ATL elite, voodoo, ATL elite, ATM boys. It was ATL elite. You know, all these other names that they have, but now it's just Georgia Power Elite. So I'm not even sure if they even with that organization anymore. I'm not sure, but I'll say this. For me, it don't make sense that they're changing it. But this team might be just going super independent, like Voodoo did. So I'm not even sure why they did that. But a lot of people change names just to be doing stuff, to be honest.
Let's talk that a little bit, man. At 9U ball, you would have the winner of YNC, Redbury, Space City, Billionaire Boys, Fort Lauderdale, the winner of C1N, Duval Jags. You would have Georgia Power Elite. You would have Peters Park. You would have the 4-4 Bulls. You would have, you probably would still have RDU. You would have the Frankfurt Chargers. You would have River Boys out of Georgia, who we have to find a way to get the River Boys on here. We have to, bro. But yeah, the Midwest Hawks, you have North Carolina Giants, VA Bulls, they won UIFL. Shout out to them. Marshall Heights, Hampton Roads, which I think Hampton Roads name has changed, but JL Patriots. So it's just 9U ball. It should be really tough this year.
For sure.
If done correctly. I hope they don't get deterred. 9U was one of the more competitive age groups last year, with a lot of them playing each other. And I have a lot of respect for Frankfurt trying to come outside early. I just hope they don't get deterred. You want to know what's crazy, bro?
What?
You know who's not on this list?
For what age group?
8U from last year. You know who's not on this list?
North Henry
and YJB. But go ahead, man. We can move on.
You just tried to throw that in, bro. That's crazy. Let me read Niles real quick. Niles said, he says, man, Supreme was the best 7U team we have probably ever seen. He says most people might not know those coaches was the coach for Atlanta Ducks.
Shout out to ATL Ducks, man.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to
he said everybody know ATL Duck coaches.
Yeah, shout out to them, bro. One of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Julius says, he says 10U is the end of baby ball. He says 11U always different. Yeah, man. So
that's when we seen Lambo get knocked off, for sure.
Rashawn said, he says, how does Bessemer have a good coaching staff, but couldn't even realize that they played with 10 guys on the offensive the whole third quarter in the YNC? If that's the case, man, that's crazy. That lets you know how good they really are.
That's not to say they still want.
Yeah, that lets you know how good they really are.
It's just really bolster this man argument. So I'm really mad because you bolstered his argument of coaching lost the game for RDE. That's funny as hell, bro.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. We're just gonna keep it real for a second, Coach Melvin. We can't discredit and say them boys ain't good coaches and they done won 3 national championships back to back. They're 60.
That can't be love.
60-1. They're like 60-1. Shout out to the one. They're like 60-1. Shout out to the players, but coaching has to play a major part into winning 60 games. And they ain't winning 60 games strictly playing the Huntsville, Raiders and the damn Coconut Panthers, right? They've played So Icy multiple times. They've played RD multiple times. They've played the big dogs. They played Lauderdale Lakes. They played the Gorilla Mobs. They've played mostly every team that's a top dog. They've played it. So they go and play the Coconut, Silverbacks and the damn
Pistol Paul Trail Walks.
The Pistol Paul Trail Walk. They play those guys too. They play those guys too, man. This year, man, I'm actually looking. I want more parity. this year, y'all, I'm making it a mission to, you know, try to get those teams that deserve credit. And I need y'all help. You know, I feel like last year the Wahoma Jack Boys were cheated out of a slot at nationals. I really do. Those kids earned the opportunity to go play at YNC. And maybe their name wasn't big enough, but this year, y'all, I'm making it a mission. I'm making it a mission to make sure that those kids who are 7-1s, I'm making sure that we get them, you know, the recognition, and we don't just focus on name alone. So y'all gotta help me, man. We gotta put pressure on the big dogs this year.
Yeah, man.
I got one more. Did the
Yeah.
Stonecrest Spartans, did they have a successful season?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, at all. Not at all. Because I think they were much better than what they played. I think they were much better. But I told you, I understood why they not winning. I went to the practice and I saw that a lot of them wasn't even taking it serious.
Right.
So I already kind of knew what it was gonna be, but they had the potential of being, like top 5 team. They had that much talent. So no. He said parity is in 9U.
I think so too, bro. I really do. I'm with you on that, PA. You're back to making sense. You know, when we start talking parity, bro, parity is definitely in that 9U age group, bro. I think Space City was about 15 yards away from winning a game, bro. You know, Adamsville, Frankfurt, River Boys. I would love to see River Boys come outside a little bit more. That's why I definitely want to have that conversation with them on this show. You know,
Yeah, we need Space City on here as well.
yeah, bro, it's so
I'll,
many that
I'll
we
say
still
this.
gotta get, bro. It's
I'll
so
say
many.
this. Space City coaches kind of lost them that game. Yeah, they kind of lost them that game.
No,
Because first of all, when they were just going downhill,
don't do that, bro.
they
Go
were
ahead.
doing sweeps. Nah, bro. Because what I'm saying is, number 23 couldn't nobody really just stop that young man. I would have just ran him. But they tried. They just start tricking themselves out of position. You remember they got the ball back when they had a chance to go up 2 scores.
Absolutely.
Then they start trying to try different things and all that instead of going with what worked. So, shout out to them. They still was in it, but they had a chance to go up by 2 touchdowns right before halftime. To go up by 2 touchdowns right before halftime, and they blew it and gave them the ball, and then they end up scoring before halftime.
I like what Julius said. He said 12U was up in the air this year to me. There's so much that I don't know about 12U yet. I don't know what's going on with Twin City. I don't know if Big Dog come back or not. DEA, I don't know if they're going to do 12U. Tarrant City, Montgomery Cardinals. It's a question. I hate to even say their name, but I'm gonna say it. Ali Mob. I don't know what they got going on. We know the OG Ducks is gonna do it, so we ain't no thought. North Philly. Will they be the same? Brick City, Air Academy. Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. Because I think it was Air Academy. Was it Hair? It was either they 13U or they 11. I can't recall. One of those Hair Academies was so freaking good at YNC, bro. They were so freaking good. But I agree, bro. 12U could be tough, but I need to know who's in it. Powerhouse Elite. Shit, I'm interested to see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see if they're gonna stay where they at, or because they only got 2 more years, or do you take that challenge now? Do you take that challenge now? So I mean, this could potentially go down, but that's why this is the year, everybody, where we have to, as a youth football community, bro, We have to make our voices heard, man. We gotta put shout out to the guys, Jonah, the Claytons, the Darrens, the Coach Cats. We gotta put these guys' feet to the fire this year. And they can handle it because they're amazing guys, bro. They're hardworking gentlemen. But we got to put their feet to the fire when it comes to rankings. We got to make them really rank these best teams, bro. Like we got to make them rank the best teams. Um, we that means that y'all got to send, who played who, what the score was. Like we got to do a better job this year of really ranking these teams, bro. I don't know if the Del Rays of the world has moved, bro. But regardless, bro, Florida football has definitely took a turn.
That mean they're gonna have to skip an age. They're gonna have to skip an age group. So those who were 10U last year will have to play 12U this year. Those teams. They won't get to play because they're supposed to be 11U. But then, they end up not doing it. So therefore they gotta skip a whole nother year. So they'll be 12U. Um uh Darren says, why don't good teams get credit on playing different kids and working on different plays in different schemes, etc.? He says, and still win close games, but doing just don't get credit for doing that just when you blow out the same good teams every time.
That's question, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's the case.
Why are you asking this, man? You're making this man be right again,
Uh,
bro.
Says who is the top 5 teams at 10U and why?
The Bessemer Tigers is number one. Um, Gorilla Mob is number two. The Duval Jags is number three. The Eastside Raiders is probably like number four. This off the top of my head. This off the top of my head. The So I See Boys is like number five. Bessemer number one. Come on. No comment needed. Gorilla Mob number two, because they win a AYF, but they come back, and based on what we've known Gorilla Mob to do, every year they find a way to win. I believe what they did at AYF propels them to get more kids. The Eastside Raiders to me just a tough nose ass team, man. They haven't lost any kids, they've only gained. They haven't lost any kids, they've only gained. Duval Jags, of course, they got one of the better kids. They got probably one of the better kids in this age group. And so Icy Boys. I'm not going to count Red Breed because they haven't played a game. So we can't, Eastside not going to be third in Michigan. We'll see. But we can't go off of what we going off what we think, but I'm going off of paper and last year. That's all I'm doing.
All right.
Last year.
So I'm gonna go with this one that was left under our comment section.
We can't go Rare Breed. We've never seen them play. We can't go Georgia Eagles because they don't have the same kids. We can't go Georgia Falcons. They've lost too much as well. We got to see if they can regroup. So to me, it's hard to go with them as top five, and we've never, those teams then lost a lot of kids and gained a lot of kids. So those were the top three right there.
So here's some, like, this was left under the comment section, so I decided to paste it or whatever. These are, I believe, what they feel is the proper rankings. So it would be Bessemer Tigers, So Icy at number 2, Gorilla Mob at number 3, DMVU at number 4, Dallas Elite at number 5, Duval Jags. At number 6, at number 7, Rare Breeze. Number 8, OG Ducks. Number 9, RDU. Number 10, Lauderdale.
We're gonna stop
State.
right there. You know, we're not finna read no goddamn all the way down. We don't
Oh, you don't want to get other ones they credit?
no, sir, I do not.
All right, I guess everybody else.
Shout out to them. Let's leave that up. Let's leave that
What you think about this one?
up. Again, I think that it's hard. Bessemer easy. So Icy, I just don't think that, bro. Like I don't think that we can say definitively that they going into a season will be number 2. You know, I don't know that, bro. I don't know that. GMU, I like that. You know, I like that. DMVU, no. Dallas Elite, they need more.
You don't like DMVU?
No. No.
So here they schedule right here.
Good for them. Let's see. They come down here, Born Chasers event. I don't know who they planning that event yet.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, it's hard to say if they're gonna win or lose. June 22nd, they play ATL Elite. Hell, I don't know who they playing. Are they playing ATL Elite Eagles or you know what I'm saying? I don't even know who the hell they playing.
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead.
Cold World, Michigan.
So they got ATL Elite on the June.
But I'm saying though, we don't
June
even know who that is. You feel what I'm saying?
You don't know who ATL Elite?
No, who hell? You tell me who the hell is ATL Elite?
Well,
exactly.
It might be Georgia Power. Georgia Power Elite.
Exactly. We don't even know who the 9U is. I mean, who the 10U is for Georgia Elite.
So they're gonna be in the Cold World, Richmond. Then they got EF Classic.
Depends on who's there.
They got the Blackhawks on August 22nd or 3rd. August 23rd. Then they got Primetime Elite.
They'll win that.
Then they going to C1 in on August 31st.
Depends on who's there.
Okay. Then Secret Society.
Ain't no team named Secret Society just gonna beat them to me, man. Y'all around here got never mind, man. Go ahead.
All right. So then they got Watkins.
They'll win that.
Then they got Miami Garden Ravens
on
September 20th.
They'll win that.
Then they got Virginia Gators.
They'll win that.
Then they got Rosedale.
They'll win that.
Then they got Legacy U on October. And then October 11th.
Legacy U can grow the team. If they can build upon that, that's a game that they could potentially lose, but it should be a good one.
So you don't like. All right. So on here, you said you didn't want to read the anything past 10, but then they got some good ones. They got Maryland Heat.
They're gonna be good.
North Philly.
They're gonna be good.
Westport Patriots.
They're gonna be good.
Oak Cliff Titans.
They're gonna be really good.
Detroit City Lions.
I think Eastside beats them this year.
Eastside Raiders after that.
I think they're too low.
Southfield.
I think they're too low.
Okay. Legacy Tar Heels after that.
I don't trust their coaches.
PTE.
I think they're right where they need to be.
And then LSN Chiefs.
I think they're right.
Out of Missouri.
I think they're right where they need to be. I do. I think, and there's nothing wrong with where they at. Yeah. Being 18th best team in the country is good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not no frown upon them. I just think they are where they need to be. But I do think that we're not giving the Eastside Raiders their just due. I just do, bro. I just do. We have to put more on what you do at nationals. It's the highest stage. Okay, you lose to this team and you lose to this team in your city or whatever, cool. But what you do on the highest stage has to matter, bro. It has to have more weight on what you got going on, bro. To me,
yeah,
it gotta have more weight. That's why I'm like, we can't have Eastside, below top 7 or 6.
Hey, he says PH says Eastside not gonna be third in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
So
They
yet
got a taste.
alone,
They got a taste of it, and it's like I don't see them going backwards.
Aaron, what is it? Malines. Aaron Maline says, don't forget about OTM, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes on 12U. Now that was a 10U list. It said Icy at 5 is crazy.
Why do you think that's crazy? I really want to know what, like, my thing is, this is what it makes me mad about certain people. Icy at 5 is crazy, laughing emoji. But you ain't tell no reason. You feel what I'm saying? I like when people tell me, because then I can tell you, like, oh, okay, cool. I can see why you say that. But why though? Why is it crazy? Because I can tell you why I don't think it's crazy, which 5 is not disrespectful, but I can tell you why I don't think it's crazy. Y'all got y'all ass beat. Like the last time we seen y'all, y'all lost. The last game we seen the So Icy Boys play was a loss. It was a loss. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what you think of what you think about this? Darren said he said, did y'all see Bessemer AU pick up the best player in Moby Motion Shark?
KJ.
Mobile Motion Sharks.
Darren Brown.
KJ. Nah, I didn't know that.
Darren
That's a great thing, though. So
you
that means
know
that
that anything that happens in 8U, I keep my nose to it. If it's not supreme, I take my nose and I stick it in people's business when it comes to 8U. I'm very much in tune.
so
I'm
did
not
you know
as in
that
tune
though?
as y'all. I'm not as in tune, but there are certain things. I got my Keith Lee hands. There are certain things when it comes to 8U. I try to keep my nose in people's business because I think that there are some people who think that 8U is sold up. But then
Oh
there's some
yeah.
people who
They got to me, they got like another year.
who knows that it's not. 8U is going to have a lot of parity this year, more than what people think. Because what happened is, so Supreme came out and they shocked a lot of people. They didn't believe that those kids could play like that. But now there's no shocker. There's no shocker, right? Now I understand what needs to be done, and teams are going to go out there and execute. I believe it's going to get done this year.
Mm. He said, PA said that's not a rank, it's more of a list. All right, he says I coach. Rashawn said I coach with GMU. You can't be serious, man. He said I beat all those teams.
I agree. I think GMU can beat all those teams. I think we got to at least get them two. But I'm saying though, Cole Brown, who is ATL Elite 9? I mean 10U. Who is they? That's all who are they? The Thrashers? Are they the Eagles? Who the hell is the team?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question though.
I'm tired of playing guessing game with who y'all teams is.
Hey, PA says the more important thing on this list is where these teams are going in December. So some of the coaches have told us, but we need more confirmation.
I think too, bro. We gotta push for parity, bro. Like when they were saying, like, oh, is it gonna be 4 teams out of Georgia? Hell no. No, we don't want 4 teams out of Georgia.
All right, so look, y'all not feeling DMVU 10U list?
No.
They ain't nobody. I don't think nobody feeling that. He
Not as
said,
no
man, ain't nobody on that schedule.
DMV number 3. That's a cocaine list.
Is I'm telling y'all, put Houston Wolfpack at that. Hey man, we gonna see, bro. Man, send us some clips, man, and we gonna look at y'all level of competition. Cause man, we heard that, man. We had $1 for every time we heard that. We'll be millionaires for sure.
Find you in 3 months.
He says they haven't played a game yet. Oh, see, yeah, they haven't even played a game yet, coach. You going out the limb. He said,
Hell, we ain't played a game yet, and y'all on the limb.
uh, Houston Wolfpack. He said they haven't played a game yet. Oh, he's saying Rare Breeds haven't played a game
Right.
yet. My bad, my bad. But then if they ain't played the game, then why you want to be behind them? See that kind of didn't make sense, coach. Cause he's saying I'm telling y'all put the Wolfpack at the behind Rare Breeds, then they haven't played a game. So if they
I think
haven't played a game, you
they ain't
should be
played the game, then you should at least put us behind.
yeah.
We just as good as them. That's how the key feels.
Nah, bro. I'm saying if that's the case, if you feel like since they haven't played a game, I'm talking about put me one ahead of them. I'm not going to be putting myself behind somebody that ain't played the game if I feel like it's a big deal.
Where is the Houston Wolfpack playing this year?
Yeah, where are they
What
playing?
all events will Houston Wolfpack be at? You know, outside of Texas. That's a question that I have for you.
Yeah, now you with me. He said I just think Supreme so far ahead. And that's really what I believe right now. I think that
How?
they're going to catch up, but it's just right now, I don't think that'll be the case.
How? The same way Supreme did it, why can't other teams doing it?
Well, I think Supreme also getting better, just
Why can't
like everybody else getting
better?
better.
Just like how Bessemer won 6 when Supreme came and won 7 you. Why can't somebody else come and win 8 you? I don't really be understanding
They
that
had a
logic.
defense that they won, that they had. Says Atlanta be pulling teams out they rear.
I'm trying to tell you, because who that team? Power City Elite. What you call them? What their name was?
Uh Georgia Power Elite.
Georgia Power Elite. What the hell are we talking about? That's ATM. Like, what?
Yeah.
Hey, bro,
I'm
we
not
do
sure
it.
about that
Still
10.
here, bro. I don't know why people do a lot of things they do.
He said we got 4 more minutes for y'all, man. He says
Oh,
Texas don't leave Texas.
shout out to Houston.
Well, I can't agree to that because I've seen GMU travel. I've seen them go to Louisiana. I believe they've been to uh Bessemer, Florida. So I'm not gonna say that about them. He says, yeah, they said that about Supreme last year. And then PA says, since you mentioned in C1N, Westport Patriots won AYFD2, beating the Detroit City Lions in the first round at Naples convincingly. And then he says YNC preseason, Alabama C1N, Carolina, YNC, Florida, and Warzone. All right, he said y'all gonna be surprised. Supreme gonna be even better.
I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to be surprised if all the other teams aren't better. That's what's going to surprise me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. And then what he say? He said y'all underrating the competition and how battle tested they gonna be in DMV area. Nah,
I'm
man, we ain't under.
I'm not going to give cats and to me, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I don't think we hold DMV accountable for how much they come up short. I
Hey,
think
oh yeah, speaking tomorrow, DMV, we got DMV coming up here tomorrow. We got the coaches 13U. Definitely come on here. He said he got a lot to say. So we got some questions. Definitely got some questions. But go ahead. My bad for cutting you off.
I don't know, man. But anyway, I don't think we hold them. I don't know, bro. I really don't think that we hold DMV to the same standard that we hold a lot of other teams to when they come up short. You know, a lot of when other teams come up short, as much as some of them DMV teams have, they get held to a different standard, bro. They just really do. You know what I'm saying? So it just like, so I'm just saying, you know, when DMV gets 30 balled by Gorilla Mob in the semifinals, if that was a lot of other teams, bro, get 30 ball, 30 ball, 30 ball, 30, 30 balled, 30. It wouldn't be no conversation of them being a top 5 team the next year. If So Icy would have got 30 balled, 30, 43-13, 30 ball in the semifinals. Then the team they played the next day, 12-6. There's no conversation about that team. Like, that's my thing. And then for DMV, for us to say Eastside is below DMV after a 30 ball, to me, that's asinine. I'm not saying DMV ain't top 10, but I think we gotta hold them account. A 30 ball, you know how you know what you say about blowouts.
Oh, you gotta start at the 50.
Blowouts.
Gotta start at 50.
That's a fucking 30 ball, bro. I don't care about who you recruit. I don't care if you go and get whoever you want. You got 30 ball the last time we seen you. Right now, bro, you can recruit whoever. You start at 50. But I'm not even doing that because I see what they doing. But you're going to start at 10, and I'm not going to give you the credit that I gave you before.
Right. But yeah, man, I'm gonna read these and then I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, but y'all definitely hit that like button, man. Appreciate y'all.
PA.
He says, last year, it says Supreme hadn't won a game yet. PA said, he said, that's true, Fanatic. They only have one YNC title. Everybody knows DMV has a good team and a good program.
Good. But we don't hold them accountable, though, Coach Brown, like we do.
Said, Rashawn said, he says, we will be there at all those spots. Just come out again, Ken. We a new team.
No, I want to know which spots, because you said y'all gonna be at every single tournament. No, give us specific. We're gonna hold you accountable, Coach Melvin.
He said DMV recruiting games is insane. He said they'll be different. I mean, well, they did get some PME players, some of their top player. So it says, PA says once baby ball fades, GA natties start decreasing.
Man, we won 13.
The older the kids get,
13,
GA win.
We won 11, we won 10, we won 8, we won 7, and we won 6.
He said,
the only older age group we lost was 12. They were embarrassing, I will admit.
He said again, Ferrari boys is they breadwinner this year. But yeah, man, hey dog, I appreciate every last one of y'all being in here. Shoot, tonight was fun, but man, y'all spare Fanatic. He all he knows is he know nothing at all. That's it.
I don't know, man.
The man, he tries. Listen, y'all give him
bread and butter. They lost in the first round.
Y'all give him a little respect. It's hard to come and get beat down by me every night. It's very hard. So he comes, he try, he gives some effort, and then I got to debo him, you know, and yeah, man. So stall him out, man. We gonna tighten him up on an NFL talk. Man. We definitely gonna do that. You know, I think he just tried to be different, and tonight failed epically.
I never try to be anything.
Yeah, definitely. So
anybody knows me, they will tell y'all, nah, this dude really believes everything he says, bro. And he really feels that way. But shout out to Ferrari boys, but I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we're not holding them accountable, PA. I know they got new kids. I know that, but the last time we saw them, they lost in the first round. The first round of like a 12-team bracket.
That's great.
They did not lose to the people that won. The team that beat them went on and lost by 30 to the OG Ducks. They lost by 30. 30. The team that beat them lost by 30. We're not holding these guys accountable because if that was any Georgia team that lost by 30, it would be lost by 2 points in the first round, and the team that beat them lost by 30. Y'all would tell us we shouldn't even be talking about that team. But go ahead.
Yeah, nah, but yeah, bro. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Got a guest. It's a couple topics we didn't get to touch on tonight, but we'll come back tomorrow. We got Coach, and I want Fanatic to bring that same energy now that they got a DMVU coach on here.
I don't know.
Because his switch up game is cold. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I don't know anything
Yeah,
about DMV. Who are they? What's their names?
yeah. Bring all that tomorrow.
I don't know who they are, bro. To even
I want you. Okay, we gonna ask some questions. Just
okay,
bring that same
I'll
energy.
try to figure it out, man. But it don't matter. DMV, PMV, TMV. They ain't winning 13U over what they just did in Florida. So,
All right, Coach. Come on.
you know what I'm saying?
Come on. Come on
Yeah.
next. Either like
Feel me?
Sunday or
I'm keeping
Sunday or
real,
Monday.
bro. What they just did in Florida is going to that. It's over with. 13U is really over with, bro. DMV, PMV, TMV. If you ain't playing, as long as you ain't playing them guys in Florida, you got a chance. But let me start doing my research to see if the OG Ducks got a 13U. Because if they do, they gonna go to AYF and win again. Like if
Yeah, most likely, yes. They got a. I told you they're feeder to modern day.
but we haven't seen them like we usually do, though. You feel what I'm saying? We usually see the OG Ducks 13U. This is the first year. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't really seen too much.
Yeah, I'll call Coach. I'll see.
Yeah,
But hey, man, y'all be blessed, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
appreciate it.